All right, Daisy, everything is pretty well organized. I'd be careful about conceding the advocate's claim as your opening. I think what you want to do is argue the counterclaim there that says whatever the advocate's talking about, it is insignificant in terms of its importance. You know, don't say, well, yeah, the advocate's right, but let me explain to you why it's insignificant. Because it kind of puts you into that awkward position of sounding like there's not any dispute anymore. There is a dispute, but what you want to do is you want to redefine what the dispute is, so it's about whether or not we're getting something substantive from playing these games, not just whether or not somebody who plays a game gets faster at playing the game. Congratulations, that's not a big deal. And you and I talked about that a little bit when you came and asked me for assistance on this. I thought that you did a good job on that first point, kind of explaining this idea that look, do we have any practical application of this? Have we seen any results that suggest that people have benefited as a consequence of playing video games? These video games have been around for 20 plus years, and so what's the evidence that people's cognitive abilities have improved? We've got this one study that makes a reference to that, and that's it. Do we see anything in society that has produced an additional benefit? I don't see anything. Do you see anything? Do you think people are better drivers than they were 20 years ago? You know what, to be perfectly honest, I would not say that that was the case, despite the fact that they all apparently have faster cognitive abilities and the ability to reason. Does that mean that they are better students than we were 20 years ago? Well, they might be better research, but I'm not exactly sure that they're more thoughtful sometimes. And if we look at SAT scores, they're down a little bit. So are we really improved in some way? I think you need to build a counter argument. You ask good questions, but I think you need to build a little bit more counter argument in it. On the second argument on multitasking, I thought you did a better job on that, presenting a counter argument that suggests, look, the ability to multitask is not something that's all that valuable. In fact, it's potentially dangerous. And you had a nice hypothetical example about texting while walking. As soon as you said that, it immediately made me think of something that I saw, and I'm trying to remember where it was. It was just within the last couple of days. Someplace they've got a law that treats texting while walking the equivalent to texting while driving, and they will write you a ticket.
It's Chicago.
Is it Chicago?
Yeah.
And I thought, here, we're even recognizing that this is the case, that people are doing, I tell you what, you say it's so dumb, I would like to run over every a-hole who has stopped in front of me to text while I'm walking. All those idiots who are getting off the plane, the second the plane stops, they get on their phone and they're texting, move, I'm trying to get off the plane, dumbass. Texters to the left, people who have a life to the right, something like that. Something, anything. Jiminy crickets. Oh, you touched a sore spot on that one here. All right. And then the third point, again, we've got a good counterclaim on that argument that says, look, it's like kids in the old days, their parents said, don't sit so close to the TV, you'll go blind. Nobody's going to go blind. I don't think any believes that somebody's going to go blind, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a problem to using using these devices, because it does produce all these harmful consequences. And you had you had a nice statistic that said 70% of the people who use these things have eye strain and a variety of problems that go along with that. So I thought that was a pretty effective counterclaim on that point. All right, thank you. Come on, stop. How do we stop this? Carefully, yeah. This is why I stopped using this, because it was